Hello and welcome to another edition of Play Me or Fade Me. And thank you for joining us as always. Well, it's time for our Tuesday show, and that means it's time for the split ticket with Juice Band Pace and Coda Capra Kyle. And boy, oh boy, these guys got the job done last week. A 6-3-1 record, up 3.93 units. So hopefully they can run it back again this week. So I'm going to let Coda Capra Kyle do the honors because he gave me a NRFI on Monday on the Kansas City Yankee game, and I got to cash that. So, Coda Capra Kyle, you're in my good graces. Why don't you lead us off?
I'm glad I'm in your good graces. I don't want to be like Pace and be in your bad graces. So I'm glad to be in a good position with you here. But action, after the horrific showing I had in the PGA Championship, I decided to take a break from golf for a little bit. But I am back this week. I'm going to the Charles Schwab Challenge. I'm going to take Justin Thomas to be in the top 20. I'm getting where's my notes here? Here we go. I'm getting that at a plus 125. Sorry, I couldn't find my notes there, but I found plus 125. Justin Thomas has been hot this season. He finished tied for fourth at the PGA Championship. He had a nice showing in the Masters as well, and has just been really, really competing well. He's had a nice little break since that PGA Championship to recoup a little bit. And a lot of people say that this course they're playing at is meant for Justin Thomas. This course rewards really good iron play, really good creativity with your ball placement, and really good putting. And Justin Thomas has all those things. Now, historically, he hasn't been great at this tournament. I think his best finish was he finished tied for 10th in 2020 or so. But I think he's still going to be really, really good in this tournament. He's been hot, and I'm going to bet a hot golfer, And if you're giving me top 20 at plus money, I'm going to take advantage of that. So give me Justin Thomas top 20 at a plus 125.
Love the play, Kyle. I know you don't know the card for Juice Band Pace yet, but I do. Juice Band, you actually might be in agreement on this one. What do you think?
Yeah, I don't know if this is good or bad, but Kyle, I'm right there with you. I love JT. I'll take it a step further. I'll go top 10 at a plus 265. Like Kyle mentioned, playing some great golf this season, particularly here in May. He's playing some great golf. 13th at the Truist Championship earlier this May, and then T4 at the PGA. The last major we just had, 2 weeks ago. So I'm going to take him at a top 20, top 10 plus 265. Like Kyle said, he's played in this tournament 3 times. He did finish T10, top 10 finish in 2020. But again, that was pre-COVID, so that was a long time ago. But we know for a fact he's playing really good golf, and I think that continues here this week.
Okay, I'm not going to take Justin Thomas to make it a group send because that seemed to be bad luck last week. Coda Capra Kyle, back to you for your second pick. What do you got?
Yeah, I think we need to stay away from the group sends. Pace can tell you historically, group sends usually is not a good thing.
Correct.
Yeah, so we've learned that over our years of handicapping that group sends are not a good thing. Fellas, there's no WNBA tomorrow, so I'm going to go to a game on Wednesday that I really, really like. I'm going to go to the Toronto Tempo plus 4.5 against the Chicago Sky at a minus 108. I really like this Toronto Tempo team. If you listen to the preview show I had for the WNBA with lock wagers, this Toronto Tempo team is going to be really, really good. And even as an expansion team, I think is going to be in a good spot here. Brittany Sykes has played incredible. Pace on Brittany Sykes last week, averaging 20 points per game so far this season, 4.7 assists. Marina Mayberry, I didn't know how good she'd be after she left the Connecticut Sun. She's playing about as good as she's played ever in her career with 18 points per game. Kiki Rice is a rookie, is averaging 12.4 points per game. This is a solid Tempo team. Now, I can't say the same thing for the Chicago Sky because they're solid too. I think them getting Skylar Diggins from Seattle has benefited them quite a bit. But I think that this is just too many points. I think it's going to be a really, really close game. I could see Toronto winning this game outright on the road, but I'm just going to be conservative and take the points. So give me Toronto plus 4.5 against the Sky to minus 108.
Okay, Kyle, going to the WNBA on Wednesday. Still don't understand why we have no games in the W on Tuesday. We should have a game on Tuesday. But Juice Band Pace, where are you going for pick 2?
Yeah, let's stay in the hardwood, on the hardwood, I should say, with Kyle. WNBA, I got 2 plays for you guys here. I'm going to take the Minnesota Lynx. They're a home underdog against a solid dream team. These are 2 of the top teams in the WNBA so far this season, 4 or 5 games into the 2026 season. So, I know the Lynx are missing their best player, but, this team is playing very well, and I like when they're at home especially. So I think the Target Center should be rocking for this 8 p.m. contest there on Wednesday. So I'm going to take the Lynx as a home underdog and maybe try and get on the right side of this line as we're a couple days before tip-off here. So I'll go the Lynx in that one.
So you're kind of thinking that could flip to the Lynx minus the 1 or 1.5 by tip time.
I 100% think that. Yep.
Yeah, especially if Lock Wagers is walking the halls down there in Florida saying the Dream are my team, the Dream are my team. I could see the momentum going that way on that one. Kyle, back to you for pick 3. Where are you going?
All right, I like that pick a lot, Pace. I'm going to shift away from the hardwood. I'm going to go to the frozen pond, as Action says. I'm going to go Game 4 of the Western Conference Finals. We've been on Colorado the first 3 games of the series. I'm not doing it again. I'm tired of losing money on Colorado. I'm going to go the over 6 at a minus 109 on Better Edge. One thing I like about Better Edge, fellas, is you don't get the hook on NHL totals. You just get a nice little minus over 6 at a minus 109. I like that a lot because then I can at least have the benefit of the push. And that's helped me actually because game 1, 4-2 was the final. Game 2, there was a little bit better goal scoring, but it was 3-1, and then a 5-3 last game. I think if the Golden Knights will have any chance at all to win this game, they're gonna have to score some goals. They did have that injury. I believe it was McKinnon or McCarr, one of the two, went down in game 3. I do believe they will be back for this game. Someone quote me if I'm wrong on that, but I do believe that individual will be back. But I think for them to win that game, they're going to have to score a lot of goals. And I do think that happens here, fellas. I think this is going to be a high scoring game 4. And if the Golden Knights, I think the Golden Knights sweep because they scored quite a few goals. So I'm going to go the over 6 at a minus 109.
Okay, Kyle, I think I'll be on you with that one come tomorrow. I'll tell you what, I'll probably still be on the Avalanche too, but I have on YouTube here, I'm going to just poke my eye out because I had the Cavaliers on Monday night. They didn't show up. The Avalanche haven't shown up in this series for me. Or they showed up for a period, I guess, on Sunday, but then they went home at the intermission. I'm not sure what happened there. But, yeah, let's go Avalanche. Let's go over is my opinion on that. So I'm in agreement there. Juice Man, where are you going for pick 3?
Yeah, we could stay in the pond. Kind of a correlation play here if Kyle likes the over, but I'm going to target an Avs player, Martin Necas. He's logged the 3rd most minutes, gentlemen, in this series so far. He's a 100-point getter for the Colorado Avalanche. Over 1.5 points. I think like Kyle said, we're going to see some goals. I think the Avalanche, I mean, you got to come to play for this one. You got to score, put pucks in the net here in game 4 here. So Martin Necas, I love this number 2, plus 195 odds, over 1.5 points. One of the top point getters here for the Avalanche. He has 1 point, I think, so far this series. So he's got to pop off. So I'm going to target Necas in this one.
Okay, we're going to be cheering for Avalanche goals and make sure it comes from the right guy. Very nice. Back to you, Kyle, for pick 4. What do you got?
I like it. I like it a lot, Pace. I'll be cheering for that with you here. I'm going to go to the Diamond fellas for my last 2 games. I'm going to do a NRFI, obviously. Action says you got to do a NRFI, and Pacey signs my check, so I gotta do what the boss man tells me to. I'm going to go a NRFI between the Rays and the Orioles at a minus 111 in the first inning. 2 pitchers who, at the surface, you wouldn't think you'd bet a NRFI on, but when you really dive into the stats, you really like it. So Griffin Jax is getting the start for the Rays. He is a reliever usually, so not many starts, but on the year, he has a 3.54 ERA and a 1.36 whip. Lifetime, the Orioles are batting .250 off him with 3 runs scored in 36 at-bats, so about 1 run for every 12 at-bats, so I do really like those numbers for him. And then on the flip side, the Orioles are starting Shane Bass. He's been horrible this year. He has a 1-5 record, a 4.87 ERA, and a 1.45 whip. The good news, though, for Baz is the Rays have sucked against him lifetime. They're batting .91 with only 1 run scored and 22 at-bats. So I like those numbers for Baz here. The Orioles are one of the best teams. In fact, the 2nd best team in all of baseball, recording NRFIs at an 83.3% clip. So let's cheer for 6 up, 6 down here, fellas. Give me the Rays and the Orioles. No run first inning and a minus 111.
Love it. Thank you for the NRFI. And what an interesting game between those 2 teams on Monday. It was like 2-2 after 9, goes extra innings, goes 13 innings, finishes 9-7. But neither team could hit in the first 9 innings. So let's go NRFI. Let's make it back-to-back 6 up, 6 down for you, Kyle. Let's go to Juice Band for your 4th play. What do you got?
Yeah, good stuff there, Kyle. I'm gonna go back to the WNBA for my last play here on the hardwood. A player prop, one of my favorite players, Sonia Citron from the Washington Mystics. Kyle knows her as well, and shaking his head yes. So that got the stamp of approval there. Citron's been lights out, gentlemen, for the Washington Mystics. She was awesome last year. She's even better coming in this year, 2026. She gets to the charity stripe. She's efficient. Outside of one game, I think she shot over 50% from the floor, which is awesome. So there's no line out for this one at the moment, as this game is on Wednesday, like we talked about. But I'd imagine right around 17.5 is kind of what I'm thinking. So she scored, I think, over 30 once already this season. She scored, low 20s, high teens. So she's a great player. She's really fun to watch, too. So Sonia Citron, points over, whatever that may be. But I'm thinking about 17.5.
The Juice Man trying to go back-to-back weeks, cashing in the dark without the WNBA prop out. So let's hope it's as easy as the last one. I think he cashed the last one with the third quarter.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that was an easy one. Okay, Coda Capper, Kyle, back to you for your fifth and final play.
Yeah, no, I like that play a lot, Pace. I'm a big Citron guy, so I'm got my seal of approval there for sure. So I'll be rooting for you on that. Gentlemen, my big J Money play of the day is going to be kind of similar because it was pretty much the same play that I had last week for my big J Money play of the day. I'm going to go the Atlanta Braves on the money line against the Boston Red Sox at a -101 on Better Edge. The Braves are playing about as good as any team in the MLB currently right now. So if you're giving me a money line at a -101, first and foremost, I'm taking advantage of that any day of the week. But then you really dive in and look at the pitching matchup here. Spencer Strider's getting the start for the Braves, and we all know how good of a pitcher Strider is. He's 2-0 in the year, a 3 ERA, and a 1.14 WHIP. Lifetime, the Red Sox are only batting .231 off him, and they've only had 2 runs scored in 26 at-bats. So I really, really like those numbers for Strider. On the flip side, the Red Sox are starting Ranger Suarez, and he's been okay this year. 2-2 record, 2.4 ERA, 1.01 WHIP. So actually pretty decent numbers when you really dive into it. Now, lifetime, they're batting .239 off him, the Braves are, with 18 runs scored and 197 at-bats. So that's about 1 run per every 11 at-bats. So I do like those numbers in favor of the Braves here. And the Braves have faced Ranger Suarez quite a bit, where the Red Sox really haven't faced Strider much. Strider's a really solid pitcher, and I think they get the job done here on the road. And again, in a -101, I'm taking advantage of that every day of the week. My big J Money play of the day, Braves on the money line against the Boston Red Sox at a -101.
Running it back again on the Braves. There we go. Juice Band Pace. Let's go to you for your fifth and final pick.
Yeah, let's wrap it up here with my play of the day. I'm going to the diamond. Everybody knows that I'm super hot on the diamond, so tread cautiously, be cautious here. But I'm going to take the Nationals in Cleveland, the first 5 under. Again, no line is out. So, again, going back to the dark here. But, probably 3.5 right around there for that first 5 line. But big fan of these two guys here. Cade Cavalli for the Nationals and Joey Cantillo, I think is his name here for the Guards. So, two good guys with some lower ERAs. They strike out a lot of guys as well. They got good whips, which Kyle likes. So I'm hoping that these two teams with the day off yesterday, that the offense is kind of slow down. These pitchers, getting a little groove early here, and we cash that under 3.5 through that first 5 there.
Okay. Thank you very much, Juice Man. I knew Coda Capper Kyle wouldn't touch the NBA, but Juice Man, you're not going to touch the Thunder and the Spurs on this show?
A bonus play. I'm all in on the Spurs.
All in on the Spurs. Okay, There we go. I needed some NBA love on this show because I don't
love it so much. I get that.
Yeah, I need to get the Cavaliers out of my mind, but at least I cashed in the Thunder in Game 4, so we'll see how Game 5 goes here. Let's go back to Coda Capper. Kyle, why don't you recap your card?
Absolutely. All right. In the Charles Schwab Challenge, I'm taking Justin Thomas top 20 at a +125. In the WNBA, I'm taking the Toronto Tempo +4.5 against the Chicago Sky at a -108. In the Western Conference Finals, I am taking the over 6 between the Avalanche and Golden Knights at a -109. And then finally in baseball, I'm taking the Rays and Orioles NRFI at a -111. And my big J Money play of the day is the Atlanta Braves on the money line against the Red Sox at a -101.
Very nice, Kyle. And once again, congrats on a winning week last week. And I know you and I are both sweating out Golden State, the Valkyries. They just tipped off, I believe, in the WNBA. So hopefully your solo podcast from Sunday night for Monday morning is a winner as well. So let's go Valkyries there. Let's go to Juice Band Pace to recap your 5.
Yeah, shout out Action. These graphics, they're looking good, man. This is
Yes,
fun
sir.
stuff. So I'm going Justin Thomas, top 10, plus 265 there. I'm going to take the Lynx on Wednesday at a minus 110 as the small home underdogs there. Sonia Citron, we talked about her points over. Like I said, probably going to be in that 17.5 range is kind of what I'm thinking, but I love the over there for Sonia. I'm going the Colorado Avalanche guy here, Martin Necas. Over 1.5 points. That's real nice. Plus 195. That'd be a huge hit if we could start the week off with that. And then I'm going to take the Nationals and the Guardians. First 5 under. Again, probably 3.5, but that line is TBD. And that'll be my card for this week.
Okay. Thank you very much, Juice Man. And once again, congrats to you as well on a winning week last week. The split ticket, of course, once again finished up 3.931 units or 93 units last week. So no pressure this week. We just expect you to either duplicate that or beat that. Just keep raising that bar each week for us. And Juice Man, I know you're a big baseball guy, so I have to ask you this question. We had a no-hitter tonight in Major League Baseball for the first time since 2024. Do you think I cashed my under 8.5 on a game that involved a no-hitter?
I'm going to say no.
No, that's why I'm bringing it up. Yes, I lost a stupid under 8.5 when the guy, a combo of Houston Astro pitchers threw a no-hitter. But yes, I lost that under 8.5, and I'm like, you got to be kidding me. I'm going to add that to my wall of memorable losses where I lose an under 8.5 when a guy throws a no-hitter on the other side. So yeah, that one goes in the history books. Coder Capper Kyle, we got a minute here before we wrap up. Any closing words from you this week?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just excited to be back here with you guys. Little personal note for me, I am just getting started with my college football guide for this year. I'm just getting started with the ACC now, so a lot of exciting stuff. And college football show. I believe we're running it back in pace this year. We get to talk about your alma mater this year in college football every single week with the North Dakota State Bison. So that's pretty exciting stuff.
Yeah, they're gonna make the bracket, right? So they're gonna make the playoff. It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be great.
Yeah, I think they're getting eligible in the first year. If people up here are excited, my wife and I, we selected our new season tickets on Friday, so we'll be in the building for the Fargo Dome for the first game against Jacksonville State. So, Coda Capper Kyle, just a hint there. You better take the Bison in that one. But that'll wrap it up, guys. Great show. Thank you, everyone, for joining. Until we meet again, manage that bankroll. Don't chase money. Have fun. And let's cash some tickets together. Good luck, everyone.